Hello and welcome to Continuum's fourth episode of our web series Press Play. I'm Ryan Scott, Artistic Director and Percussionist. For the past 36 seasons, Continuum has been most fortunate to explore new ideas and music in Toronto, which is home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island and has been a site of human activity for more than 15,000 years. In this episode, we will meet Amy Brandon, a most brilliant innovator of new technologies and new music, as both guitarist and composer based in Truro, Nova Scotia, on the traditional lands of the Mi'kmaq and the Wabanaki Confederacy. We are enormously grateful for the generosity of all Indigenous people who share this land with us and allow us to live and work here as uninvited guests. Composer and guitarist Amy Brandon's pieces have been described as mesmerizing, gut-wrenching and horrific, and otherworldly and meditative, a clashing of bleakness with beauty. Her performances, installations, and acoustic works have been presented at the Gaudeamus Festival in the Netherlands, National Sawdust in New York City, Trinity College in Dublin, the Misan Festival, and the Winnipeg New Music Festival. She has also received Canadian and International Composition Awards and honorable mentions from the Leo Brouwer Guitar Composition Competition, including Grand Prize in 2019, Central European String Quartet Most Innovative Composition for 2018, and was a recipient of the Arts Nova Scotia Emerging Artist Award in 2019. In addition to her performance and composition, she's completing an interdisciplinary PhD examining augmented reality, motor control, and guitar performance at Dalhousie University in Halifax, Nova Scotia. The first time I met Amy was in 2019 when she was a featured composer for Pivot, our national early career mentorship program for composers with the Canadian League of Composers and the Canadian Music Centre. When she arrived in Toronto for the concert presentation of Pivot, she had approved of our state-of-the-art 8.1 surround sound system in advance, but ultimately brought her own system, which was in many ways better and fit in a suitcase. During the rehearsal process, she emerged as the technical director for the majority of the concert, and her ensemble work, Mimic, was excellent. And when that project was over, I knew I wanted to work with her again and soon. In many of our Press Play episodes, we feature future programming, and tonight we feature the plans for a co-curated concert between myself and Amy that has been in the works for some time and is scheduled for as soon as possible in our upcoming seasons. And featuring some really intriguing ideas and new technologies in new music. As you will hear and see, Amy is immersed very comfortably in this world. One of the last meetings I had in my studio prior to the COVID-19 shutdown was with Amy, and she brought a very impressive see-through headset for me to try out for future solo percussion work. You'll see examples of the preparation for that work in this episode, explored awesomely by East Coast percussionist Melissa Lobb. Tonight, Amy will walk us through some of her existing works, her app Boundary, which you can download and try for free in the comment section of this video, and some glimpses into programming for our upcoming concert for Continuum. Here is Amy Brandon to walk us through all these possibilities of incorporating technology with sound and composition.
Hi everyone, my name is Amy Brandon. I'm a guitarist and composer. So I'm really excited to be writing 2 new works for Ryan Scott and Continuum for the 2021-22 season as part of a concert curated around interactive visuals. So today I'm going to be talking a bit about my own work, particularly with electronics and technology, and giving a bit of an overview on the pieces and composers we curated for this upcoming concert. So 2 of the main themes in my work are sonomorphology and technology. In my work, I try to explore the capacity of acoustic and electronic sound to inhabit a space as 3-dimensional structure. So this is not in the metaphorical sense, but rather that the music is composed specifically to create an actual physical presence with distinct delineations that are perceivable to the audience. I've experienced music and sound in this quasi-visual way for a long time, and my goal is primarily in designing my works to allow audiences to perceive sound in the same way I do. Trying to compose sound into physical presence with clear morphology in 3-dimensional space, with varying textures and a sense of materiality is challenging. So this emphasis on the physical characteristics of sound in my practice has led me to compose using a variety of contemporary compositional techniques, such as microtonality, extended techniques, live and fixed electronics, and augmented reality, as well as traditional classical writing, all in aid of moving deeper into this practice. So one piece I wrote last year for the Chartreuse Trio is called Threads, and it exemplifies my approach to this sort of sonomorphological composition. In this video, you'll hear a few separate clips from the piece. So this idea of sound as shape translates into most of my works, particularly my composed and improvised pieces using electronics. So much of my practice uses acoustic recordings, which are processed into either fixed media or live electronics. This was also the approach I used for a number of pieces, including my work for 10-string guitar, Intermountainous, a piece for vocal quartet, Gouging at a Forest Sea, and installations and improvised pieces such as Writer's Block for amplified paper and Split for unamplified electric guitar. This was also the approach I used in my work Mimic for Continuum, which is how I connected with the ensemble through the Pivot program. With Mimic, as with all my other pieces, I was attempting to approach sound as shape through the timbres of the instruments and spatialized electronics, all starting with a particular sample of woodblock on bowed cymbal. So trying to orchestrate the different segments of that sample through the ensemble. So here I'm going to show a small cross-section of works using this technique. As well as works for fixed and live electronics, in the last 3 years I've also written and developed a number of pieces for augmented reality, both headset AR and mobile AR, which have been featured at the Winnipeg New Music Festival, the Centre d'Expérimentation Musicale in Chicoutimi, and the Gaudeamus Festival. Much of my work with augmented reality is connected to themes of boundaries, so examining the place where the real world ends and the digital world begins. So part of that boundary is the physical connection between these two spheres, in the exact moment where the physical body begins to merge with digital space. Augmented reality technology, in particular AR controlled by hand gestures, gives the physical body control over digital space, allowing the individual to explore and sense the boundary between the real and the digital realm, and to manipulate it. My work for Ryan is going to be using augmented reality that is gesturally controlled, so creating a mix between the physical multi-percussion that Ryan will play, as well as playable digital sculptures that are responsive to hand gestures. So this video shows my mobile AR installation Boundary, which I created for the Gaudeamus Festival this year, and which features the sound of flautist Sarah Constant. It's available for download from Google Play and the App Store if you're interested in trying it yourself. So I'm really excited to be working with Ryan and Continuum on these new pieces and this concert. Technology is of course expanding at an incredible pace, and so many artists are at the forefront of that, especially in new music. So the pieces we're programming for this concert range widely within the overall concept of interactive visuals. For example, we are programming works by Gaudeamus and Stephen Takasugi, which incorporate movements by the musicians as essential elements that communicate the work.
Die sich nicht mehr wollen, gealtert und ein wenig beinig, wenn man auf einen Grad with his forces in the storm. Es folgt Breath-Atempause. Aber die Inner. Nee.
As well, we're also featuring pieces that connect generative visuals with musical movement, such as Amy Alexander's Pig System, which translates percussion into formless visuals using YouTube videos curated by AI, and a work by James Buchanan called Walkside Lost, which uses software systems that allow the behavior of multimedia elements to be influenced by and respond to data parsed directly from the behavior and actions of live performers.
And take some photos. It should be pretty fun. It's a nice, pretty day out. So let's see what I can find as far as street photography goes today. Yup.
So I'm very excited to be working with Continuum on this show, and I'm really looking forward to showcasing some of these brilliant works in Toronto in the 2021-22 season. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching episode 4 of Press Play. Thank you, Amy, for helping to curate this glimpse into new ideas and technology and our upcoming live concert in future seasons. And to the performers and composers featured in this episode for giving us permission to share your artistry. Stay tuned for episode 5 on Friday, December 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern for the first of 2 Press Play episodes featuring Continuum's core flautist Leslie Newman as soloist, previewing her concert feature with the Continuum Ensemble as soon as we can perform together again. Visit our website, www.continuummusic.ca, for more details on that episode and the dozens of future Press Play episodes to come. On our website, you will also find it very easy to find our social media profiles and to sign up for newsletters. On the homepage, there's a support button front and center. Please consider making a donation now. And thank you for watching.